and then I'll I actually was interested to start saying it. How do we convert you three? Like, how do you see? You were starting to say that actually you can see the application, but it'd be interesting to me to see what's the Uber conversion platform from this talk.
I think that's Transmedia. So I mean, honestly, I mean, if you're a storyteller, you can leverage all three platforms to be able to engage your audience and your fans in three different ways. And so, you know, it really comes down to what you're trying to achieve, I think, as a storyteller. What different kinds of ways do you want to tap into your audience? How can they engage with your characters? But I think, you know, the three technologies we have are three fantastic ways to engage.
I mean, you could have, I can see having, we'll take Tron because we didn't work on it. Tron, so I've got my Tron graphic novel and I'm playing my Tron graphic novel, and maybe I'm going through an experience that's on it, and I decided to engage with their system, and they can I'm starting to get texts and SMSs and stuff, and I can actually make decisions on my SMS. Recorded in the database, I've made some decisions, now my story changes. And then I'm watching a video, and then I can see extra information. So I can actually pull out my iPhone, and it knows that I'm at this point in the experience. Not just at this point in the video, I'm at this point in the experience, and now I can pull out my phone and say, what was the historical concept, whatever, I start looking at that extra information. So there's a lot of places that these technologies can play together.
Yeah. And I'll just add, I think that's the beauty of what we're all calling a platform, is that, when YouTube was first created, nobody in this room could imagine what the most popular content would be. They just created the tools for those users to go and create funny. Rebecca Black had her Friday video, and millions and millions of, who would have ever guessed that that's what the most popular content is? So I think what we want to do, and correct me if I'm wrong, but we want to empower you guys and the creativity of the community to have the tools at their disposal to create these stories and to get them out to your audiences.
Revenue stream. Who's vendors, and how would you change the relationship between data miners, advertisers, and media creators?
Can you repeat questions? Sorry.
So let's know what's the revenue streams and how does the relationship between the content creators and data miners and advertisers. I think it's a mess of things. I mean, it's not going to get simple. It's going to get more complex. For the example, Operation Ajax. The light version is free. You can upgrade to $7.99. Simple sale. That's what it is. It's a book. A magazine is going to have primed advertisers who are seeing behaviors and knowing more about their users and want to place advertisement. But it's curated. It's more bespoke magazine kind of content. So therefore, you can do acquisition of physical goods within that experience. Or you can have digital experiences of goods so that you can purchase something on your iPad, and then when you're on Facebook, you have that virtual good there too. Or when you're on your Fire, you have that virtual good there. So there's going to be a lot of different revenue streams that are going to all be playing with each other. And there's also going to be, you're going to have to communicate out in all the different social networks. And each one of them is going to bring to it different kinds of audiences, and the content is going to determine how can you monetize that. And a lot of what we're doing is we're saying, here's a bunch of tools for the creators to make content. And we're going to be building in a bunch of tools to help you monetize it, and then probably take it off the top. Right now, we're charging for licensing and support, or revenue shares. We would like to get to a model where here's the tool, everybody can play with it. And like their tool is, I love that model of, here's a tool, go play with it. If you can figure out a way to make money, awesome, and we'll just take a cut.
Is that the business model?
I'm going to simplify it.
For us? Well, that's exactly the business model. So, I mean, I think, for us, we believe in freemium because it's working, because fans are already spending money that way through social today. So what we do is we take that model that works with social gaming and we apply it to storytelling. So you have sort of the free version that's available with ads and sponsorships and things like that, so that anybody can take your story and enjoy it. If they want the premium experience with the characters because they love them, then the ability to buy virtual goods, to actually sort of upsell that story to make it something different is available to them. And all we do is provide those tools to the storytellers, and then you can decide how you want to monetize your story, whether it's through product placement, through affiliate links, which we do as well, through the ability to do virtual goods. For us, it's really more about empowering the storyteller. And then I think, as we've said, 100 times tonight, we're looking forward to the storytellers being the ones to really drive the innovation in that space.
Yeah, I mean, for me, so it's simple as advertising. I mean, the TV advertising market is $80 billion a year market. Then they're losing eyeballs to the second screen already. And so, we're going to find a way to make advertising work and be appropriate on the second screen. And we're going to let the producers of the content, the ones who are successful, will be able to monetize their content as well. And, in 5 years, we believe that everyone's going to have a second screen. And we believe that there's going to be a whole new job market of second screen producers out there that are going to, just like bloggers emerged and monetize the content they were putting on websites, we believe the same will happen on the second screen.
Actually, I have a question. It's more for anyone else. But I'm just wondering about Get Good, which I don't understand. I tried it, checking in.
Sure.
To say I'm on resale platform, I can kind of get a little bit more. And I just logged in and the app in. And so I know there's a lot of my friends that are getting junkies are there, and there's a show that I like. So I'll probably start using it. For me, it's that issue of students, how do you get people to keep using it? And then, and there's another question that I can get.
Sure. And I think, we often get compared to GetGlue because around the same time, 2 years ago when we launched, we were known as the Foursquare for TV. And that's also what GetGlue subsequently did as well. We have totally different goals. Like I said, we're talking about providing content and complementary experiences throughout the entire time you're watching. GetGlue is a recommendations engine. So you tell it all the things you like, and it'll spit back recommendations to you. We focus at a very granular level, not only at the episode level, but at the moments that happen in the show. As far as stickiness, I think that there's a lot of ways that we're still working on figuring out how, first of all, we're building a product. We're still working on that. We're researching the content. We haven't, like I said, we haven't figured out what great content is. We're looking to innovate with partners and with fans and networks and brands to come up with that. But we're also looking at how do we integrate this technology naturally into the way you watch TV, whether that be through connecting your device and sending you push notifications or sending you a reminder the next day that, hey, there's a sideshow for the show you watched. Maybe you want to take a break from work and kind of revisit that content that you saw last night. So it's a great question, and I think we're working on all those answers. Sure.
Yeah. How do you see yourself communicating with those individuals, interacting with people, driving people, with YouTube technology, Samsung, or YouTube, not the other companies, and they were all like, yeah, we really want to get these eyeballs and capture them. It's like, I thought they were looking to do an MMA thing where they grab them phone, force goggles on their face and just turn up the acting. Yeah, and the conversion rate's like 20%. What are you going to learn from that space, and what are things you do? Besides the obvious crowdsourcing, you can actively involved in those things and things like that. But I'm really interested in placing stuff. With that could ask you something. What are the other things you see in that crowd besides that cool stuff? Notice that there are things that they surprise.
I think the thing that.
Did you hear the question?
Yeah, I didn't hear the question.
Oh, okay, I can do it slightly lower. Yeah. What are you going to do differently than the others who wanted to interact with you, try to storm this splurge, and all of them seem to have failed miserably?
So what are they going to do differently?
Yeah. What do you see something you can try to out is what behaviors have you seen that surprise you?
What differentiates and what behaviors they're going to do?
Maybe more than 20.
In the 90s, the big battle cry was content is king. And it's not. I actually don't. I think what's king is engagement. I mean, if you look at Farmville, it's obviously content. But it's somehow engagement. You're actively engaged with caring about what you're doing. And I think that any kind of the surviving media of the next few years is going to be the content that engages you on a deeper level. And I think that some of these technologies, some of these concepts are ways of engaging into an experience that is beyond just passively watching something. You know, you can actively engage with your fan, you know, your brand that you are a fan of. You can actively engage in it both on multiple different medium types, but also in multiple different styles. So not just SMS and Facebook, but on these devices in touch and playing back and forth with information with the brand. So the brand learns more about you, and you learn more about the brand, and it's an exchange of information. I think that interactive TV was, you know, branch here or something very simple. It doesn't really fly. You know, it's got to be more engaging.
One last question, has anybody? Got a question? Thank you very much. So each one of you, after we have the soapbox, so the 1 minute soapbox, I don't know if anybody is interested to do the soapbox tonight. Yep, there's two or more people. Every time, every meetup, we let the community go 1 minute each soapbox where they get up, tell about the projects, their needs, whether it's Transmedia and how we can contact them. Please keep it to 1 minute. After that, the three of our panelists are going to find a corner where they can actually do a little show and tell for a smaller group of people who actually want to see how their software or application works. And that is it. So thank you very much for coming. Again, thank you for Orange, for our new house, our new home. Hopefully we're going to be here next month as well. And thank you all for coming tonight.
Thank you. I want to thank the panelists again. 3 spectacular presentations. And I encourage anybody that is going to be able to stay for a little while to check out these demos. These are really powerful tools. And as creators, we really want to see what's the best in the toolbox out there. So before we break for that, we do want to open up the 60-second soapbox. And if there are any folks, I think she was here first, so come on up. There we go. So we'll let just one line here, and there you go. Okay.
It's kind of nice and fun. Google's doing a hackathon 2 weekends, I think it's from this, 2 weekends from now. Google Venture's sponsoring. It's in Google TV one. It's open to anyone who wants to it. I think it's like $20 or so, but if you have a cool app you want to bring to TV, you just submit the link off the meetup for the Google TV hackathon, and you just put the link in there and the thing and tell David Koch Kareem sent you, and you'll probably get it for free, and if not, I'll pay for it. Just mention me on Twitter. Okay. It's at Google headquarters in Mountain View. Yeah, US Angels Inc. And there's some other cool stuff going on. Oh, AK2WB3 is my Twitter. My name is Abdul Kareem Ali Khan, and 7 more names after that. Patrilineal. But AK2WB3, answer that. My Google Voice is on my Twitter too. If you text me, so I never have to read email again, I'll actually do one thing that's, well, it's not too illegal or immoral. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
All right, Google Hackathon. You can see them afterwards if you have additional questions. Come on.
Hi, my name is Charles Xavier. I'm Director of Localization at Polarity Post. We work with tech companies, medical companies, video game companies, localizing their games or presentations, including translation, subtitle in foreign language, voice recording. We have the only 7.1 Dolby approved mix facility in the Bay Area, other than at LucasArts. So we can help you with your localization in up to 100 languages. We do this with Apple, Cisco, Symantec, and nonprofits, pretty much everyone. The other thing I do is I have a music label called Happy Note Records. Got 2 or 3 releases out. Released the first surround sound holiday Christmas music and toured with that, and we're looking to license music for all kind of presentations. We work with some of the top composers in America. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Charles.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Kincaid. I work in audience, interactive participation art, a lot of it game-based, and I currently have a prototype of a web puzzle game that's about to be developed as a mobile app. I'm looking for a partner or interns, hopefully a partner who can design some social media, the social media aspect of my audience interactive participation art. Jennifer Kin at jenniferkincaid.com, Kincaid.
Great. Thank you. Well, I think that's it for tonight. Just one more round of applause for Orange for their quality stuff. Why don't we just take 3 different corners here?